What's up, tubers? T.O. here, Simplistic Fishing, coming back at you again tonight to continue our lake breakdown series of Grand Lake up in Oklahoma. This will be our final Google Earth video for Grand Lake. I can't believe we actually got it done, but we did. We got the Google Earth part done, so we'll finish out tonight on the Google Earth side, and then when I come back, we're going to go ahead and switch over to the contour sides and talk about the offshore stuff. So lots of stuff left to cover on Grand Lake, but this is actually going to get us through the satellite imagery using Google Earth. Let's go. Here we are for our final Google Earth video for Grand Lake of the Cherokees, and excited to show this one to you guys. If you missed the first couple of videos, actually the first four, like I said, we're on our fifth one here. We started down here at the dam. We worked our way all the way up the east side, all the way until we got up in the river, and then we started working our way back down the west side, and we actually ended right here off the edge of this point on the last video, on the fourth video. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to cover from that point basically all the way back down to the dam. Now again, if you missed the videos before, I've got this broken down by a couple of different things. First off, we've got the break walls marked, so all the break walls on this lake, we've got those marked. You guys know those are great places to find bass for sure. You know, go around there with spinner baits, chatter baits, stuff like that, little crank baits, banging up against stuff around those break walls. You can definitely have some success. So we have all those marked for you. We also have the channels marked. That's going to be all these little green tracks. So if we were able to see where the channel was, we actually marked it for you guys so you could see it. And then it also just pops out at you to let you know, hey, there's creeks. Wherever you see these tracks at, there's creeks or there's rivers or something like that. We've also got a lot of different cover that we found. That can be ditches, brush, roads, debris, just pretty much all kinds of different things that you might find out there. And then we also have offshore hotspots. You'll see here where I've labeled some offshore stuff. Now this is offshore stuff that I was able to pick from Google Earth. But if I double click this, you're going to notice that all these little points are going to start coming up, and there's just going to be a bunch of different offshore stuff. If I can ever get this thing to quit going crazy on me, you will see it here in a second. So let me pull this back, and now you're going to see all the different offshore things that we have out there. I still don't think it's showing all of them. But anyways, we'll go back. We'll talk about all of these when we switch over to Navionics, the mobile app. We'll take a look at it from that side and see what we can find there. So then we've also got all the ramps that are marked. So all the ramps on the lake, if I saw them, I marked them for you. Ramps, slabs, whatever you want to call them, we've got them marked for you. Those can be great places to fish as well. And then last but not least, different areas of rock, whether that be rock transition areas, boulders, riprap, stuff like that, all the good stuff that you would want to fish with or to fish around if you were bass fishing. So let's go ahead and select everything else, put it all back on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to the view. I'm going to take this sidebar off, and we're going to draw this back to about 2019, 2018, somewhere in there. That's going to give us our best image. And then what we're going to do from there is we are going to start working our way back from this fire spot. Now it's not really a fire spot, it's just labeled with a fire, so I remember where we ended last time, so don't get crazy and think this is like the spot. But it definitely could be a pretty good spot because you have some pretty good rock coming around the edge of that point, and there's not too much rock in the area, but a nice little rocky ledge right there going on back behind that boat dock. As we move on down here, there's just a little bit more riprap right in there. And I didn't really see too much coming through here. You know, I just see a lot of docks. You heard me talk about it in the previous videos. This lake's known for dock fishing. You've got plenty of docks to fish around, that's for sure. We scoot down here a little bit further. We got a couple ramps here. This looks like a pretty major ramp, or I guess that's a neighborhood ramp, not a major ramp. Then we got another little personal ramp that's back here too. And then there's some debris that's back over here. I believe what this is like one of those old boat sheds, and this is the old equipment from it. So you'll have some old rails and stuff like that getting down into the water here. This could be a potentially good little spot, nice little secondary point as it's heading back into there. So something to take a look at. All right, let's back up, kind of show you where I'm at. So I'm right here, and I'm going to zoom back in here. We're just going to keep on going. So we've got another ramp that's up there. We've got some rock that's back here behind this dock. So notice You don't see too much of it here. This doesn't look too rocky, but this is definitely some pretty good rock all back on this bank line. So we've marked that rock for you. You've also got some pretty rocky points up here as well. This looks like it's got some really good rock around it. Be able to crank and stuff like that. Should be interesting. Another really good point right here. Nice little rock ledge there too that you can see. You can tell this is almost like a bluff wall or something. Looks pretty steep, but definitely some pretty good rock here. Then you got a break wall, a couple breaks there that you can fish too. I'm gonna scoot on down, get a little bit further down here, show you some other stuff as we get further down here. Some more rock in here. This is kind of the end of that whole bluff wall. This is like the second part of it, but at the very end of it, you've got a little transition that's going on here too. And I can see this little point here where I've marked rock. I can see that being very, very interesting. So you wanna check that out. Let's zoom back, show you guys where I'm at one more time. So I'm right here, and we're gonna keep working our way down this west side. So coming across off of this point, just a couple things back in here. There is a neat little ditch that's back here. You can see it right here. Those can always be interesting places, especially in the spring when they get back up in these pockets and start spawning. They seem to relate around that ditch and things like that. So definitely a place to go look at. You've got another ramp that's in here too. Some pipes that come in here. These pipes are tricky little spots. I believe, I think it was Richland Chambers or something like that. It was some lake here in Texas that we fished, but we found this pipe. It was like a gas pipe that went out, and the fish were just loaded on this pipe. So ever since then, I've always marked the pipes. So you've got some pretty good pipes that are coming in here between these docks. You got a ramp here, and you've got an additional ditch that's up there that you can look at too. A couple break walls going on out here, some debris to take a look at back here behind this dock. You're just looking for stuff like that because that's the kind of stuff that they'll collect too. Now with all these docks being here, they're obviously going to pull into the docks, and docks are definitely going to be a key thing to fish as well. But this is just some other stuff I guess you could look at if you don't feel like fishing the docks. You got some pretty good rocky points right here, both these points. But then if you come back here, you'll notice this point goes way out. Comes way out to here, and you can see a big boulder on top of this point too. This looks pretty interesting. Both these little points back in here definitely, and that nice little spawning flat back there too. So you got some pretty good points to check out, some rocky spots, stuff like that. I like that little pocket. Pulling back out of here, just a couple different break walls, some more debris out here again. Looks like one of those places where they bring the boats down. Those are always really cool because those pipes and those steel pipes and all that stuff, it goes way into the water, and the fish love to be attracted around that stuff. So definitely a good spot to look. I didn't notice this when I was breaking it down, but it just popped out at me. That's this spot right here. Looks like you got some pretty heavy timber or big laydown or something going on right there. Now I'm not sure what that would look like now, 2023. It's not there, but it could be submerged and we just can't see it. So if you go over there, it's still there in 2018. If you go over here and maybe you're fishing this break wall or something like that, just scoot over here real quick and just scan right in here and just see if that's a big old brush pile there that might be submerged. Could be nothing, could be a brush pile. All right, so we're gonna keep coming down. Obviously you've got your big bluff walls here. It says it's called something Tynan Bluffs, but I could see this being bluffy, right? You got your big river channel swing going on here. I didn't see too much on these bluff walls, but that doesn't mean this is not a place to fish. It's definitely a good place to find fish in the wintertime. You just want to find places on that bluff wall that are a little bit different. Like if you zoom in right here, something's going on right here. It makes that a little bit different than everything else. And then obviously on the ends of those bluff walls too, those are always good. A couple more break walls there to look at. As we zoom in here and we come up into Duck Creek, we got, it says break walls right here. 2018, they didn't exist. Let's see if they exist as we move up. Yes, they do. So as we get up here, we start to see more of these break walls. And I'm telling you guys, these things are fun to fish around, and they can be loaded with fish at certain times of the year. So you don't want to pass up on them because I'm telling you, they can be good. All right, keep moving up. Some more laydowns in here, some shallow rock right in there, a break wall. We're gonna move our way up here into this little creek here. So let's start working our way up here. We've got another break wall, some shallow rock right in that area. Moving up, see what else we find here. We got another pipe coming out here. That one's all isolated. So that could be like a secret little honey hole. Then we're gonna move on up. We got a ramp up here. We got lots of break walls to fish around here. If the break wall thing is going on, you definitely got them marked, and you can definitely make the run and make that pattern. You got more ramps up here as well, a couple laydowns, little shallow rock. Around this break wall, this point looks good too. It's got really good rock all off the sides of it. Comes out to a really sharp point. It just looks like it could have some potential. Some more rock behind that dock back there. If I zoom in here, you'll start to see it. Definitely got a little rocky bottom going on. Pretty heavy too, right underneath that little dock there. Then you got some more ramps, some more little rocky points back in here. Little areas you can go check out, especially when they get in the backs of those little cuts and coves and things. More break walls, more rock all around the edge of this point. Some more rock back here behind these docks, another break wall. Got some more pipes again. This time, oh, you can barely see it, but there's some more pipes that run right through here. I'm sure there's another image that's going to show us there's more there, but there's definitely some pipes there. And then you got another break wall that's down in this area. So let's pull out of here. We're going to come out of Duck Cove. Now we're getting a little bit of ways down here, making some progress. Didn't know if we'd ever get this lake done. It took us a long time. Guys, really what I'm seeing here is just a ton of break walls, right? You've got tons of these breaks that you could fish. I don't really see anything on land that really pops out to me other than these couple areas of rocky areas. So you got some pretty good rock right in here. And then if you hop over, you kind of get into a little bit more rock here around this ramp. And then if you hop over one more point and come over here, you start to see the rock right in here too. I'm gonna see if I can get us a different image here, because that one is cashing out on us. So we got some pretty good rock right there too. In fact, you got rock right here where I've put rock. You can basically fish this break wall, probably fish that dock, fish all this rock in here, fish that brick wall too, and then fish that rock. And then, if that's working, keep doing the same thing. You got more rock here, and you've got more break walls up there that you can fish too. You got some more break walls back here too. So just see what's working and then just pattern the heck out of it. Some more break walls there. And then as we move further down here, we're going to see a lot of the same thing, just break walls and then really good points with rock. Like this is a really good rocky point. There's actually a little point in here and a little cut in. And there's certain times of the year where they like these little cut ins. And I like this because this looks like maybe pretty steep in here, and then maybe this gets a little bit shallower or something, or maybe it's just a cut in. Whatever it is, it's different. And so the fish will relate to that type of stuff. And then as you move over here, this point just looks really, really good. And we'll look at it on Navionics too and point a lot of that stuff out to you. A couple more break walls here, a couple laydowns back in here. You didn't see too many on this lake, but there's a few back here. I don't know if you could get on the laydown pattern because that'd be tough because I can't find a bunch of laydowns. At least didn't see a bunch of laydowns from Google Earth. So let's move up here. We're going to go into our I guess second to last cove. So we'll go up in this cove and see what we can find. First off, in this little cut, there's some debris down here. You can't really see it too well from where my icon is. It could just be a big old boulder or something like that too, but something to look at. We've got some more debris that's back in here too. You can kind of see the very top of it. This almost looks like it might be like a little shallow point that comes out. Those little areas like that, they are known to be juicy little spots. All right, moving up here, we've got some more rock back behind this dock, and this rock looks like some bigger chunky rock or something like that. Something's going on back here behind this dock. You can see a little bit of it there too. A couple little slabs that are coming out there we missed, but if you got that boat ramp pattern going on, you got a lot of ramps and things like that to take a look at back here too. This little point right here just sticks out like a sore thumb compared to everything else here. That's like the nicest looking point that sticks out. And then going up here, we've got a couple ramps back in here. So we've got some rocks, more rocks, rocky points, right? Good little rocky point there, kind of hidden behind those docks. Plus you have a nice little rocky area right in here that comes across this little side. So you could fish from this point down and then hop over and maybe see if you could fish back behind those docks. Then we're going to move up here, some more rock. And there's a drain up here too that you could look at. These drains will hold fish, so definitely take a look at them when you find them. A little bit of chunkier rock there, and then that drains right up in that area. I don't think we found anything else back there. So let's move down. We've got another ramp here. Now we're back out towards Main Lake, right? We're getting pretty close down by the dam. We're going to come in here, and now we've got another really good chunk rock area from here basically to here. This little point right here Looks very good. You've also got another area over here as well, and then you got a little break wall you could fish around right in there too. Some more rock back here behind these. I don't know if this is marinas or just big docks, but really good break walls, and then really good rock going back behind here. So basically from here to here seems to have the most little rocky spots to take a look at. Some more pipes to take a look at, some more rocky areas again in here. Then also off here, off of this point, could have some potential too. I just marked this point because I love it. I like that point too because I love it as well. But again, we'll talk about that stuff when we switch over to the mobile app. You do have some rocky points that are back in here on these north-facing coves. When you get in the very back of them, they've got some pretty good rock. You can see right here, this one has it. And then as you go over in here, this one has it as well. So both of those areas have them. Pretty good bit of rock. This one actually even has some more coming around in here. So that, that might have some pretty good potential going in there. A ramp back in here, tons of like sailboat docks, another point, a couple more breaks in here, some really good rocky areas. Find these bluffy walls and fish the ends of them, fish the tail ends of them right in here and right in here. And those are going to be your higher percentage areas. Then as we move down, we're just going to kind of see the same type things, just these little cut ends. Fish the little points on those cut-ins of those bluff walls. Same type thing there. You're gonna run the same type thing here as well behind these docks. Kind of like these docks too, being that they're all by themselves out there. You've got the break wall here. And then I think that takes us down to the dam and finishes up for Grand Lake of the Cherokees on the Google Earth side. So what we're gonna have to do now is we're gonna switch over on the next video, come back to you, and we'll have all the offshore hotspots actually loaded into the Navionics mobile app, and then we're going to talk about that from a contour perspective. So if you've missed any of the videos before, make sure to go check them out on our lake breakdown playlist. And if you're interested in getting all these waypoints, we have them for sale, plus about 190 other lakes that are out there. Just go out to our website, simplisticfishing.com. Pick those up. We'll put them on a card for you. You can import them into your graph. We'll also send you the KML file so you can do your studying. It'll definitely be worth your time and your money. So go check it out, simplisticfishing.com. And until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.